have a rainy one today, but within the elements, can you complete your duties, your service? Today will be an example of how I started, how I did it 100% of the time before I had my van. And you have the different things. Speaking of the rain, the elements, your environment, whether you're in a tight hallway or, you're serving the elderly or whatever the case it may be. You have to perform, you have to give your client what they're paying for. So we're going to be going over a few things today in this video, just some skills and some understanding of the longevity of being a barber slash mobile barber, because that's what I am. So if you're interested in being a mobile barber, I'm about to give you some foresight in the things that you may come at face with, and how you have to how you have to proceed, and how you have to give 100% effort no matter what. So we're gonna take it easy on through this rain, and trying to be punctual. We're going to be punctual, and we're gonna provide the service that we promise, that we advertise, that we love. So let's get it done. Let's get this day started. All right, we just made it to the location, and it looks like a home for older people who needs to be taken care of. I'll just show y'all real quick. And sanitize and clean all my implements, all my tools, everything basically has to be sanitized before I move on to my next client. That's a very, very important key. Like, even though I'm gonna be a little late to my next appointment or behind, I'd rather be late than to have something on my cape and tools that can carry to the next client. So let the cleaning begin. I do a deep clean once every week, and in between I do a nice cleanup in between appointments, and after every day I do just one big sweep clean again. So being a barber is more to it than just cutting hair. And this is one of my hospital visits that I had, and as you can see, I'm everywhere. And when you're a mobile barber, like, it's that much more, and it's like that when you're in the shop too. You can't overlook cleaning at all, and that's why barber school is important. Sanitation is like the #1 reason to go to barber school. Second would be just saying, I'm gonna be legit out here. I'm not gonna let nothing stop me. I'm gonna be here for a long term. Third is just building relationships, man. It's a good time in barber school, to be honest. And I wanted to add this self-playing piano in here. I thought it was beautiful, so y'all just take it in. All right, let's go to work. We're going in with some witch hazel right here. Witch hazel helps to condition and clean the hair
and skin. And we got some redirecting going on right here. You want to comb throughout your client's hair. Make sure everything is laid correctly. That witch hazel is going to help me do that. Along with causing less irritation when we're talking about skin to clipper contact. So it's just going to be an all around great experience. This cut's going to turn out great. Wasn't all the way satisfied with the lay down. So I'm about to go in with some Holton spray. And any type of hairspray is good. Don't have to be a particular brand, just something to lay it down. I usually don't do this, but I wasn't satisfied with the way it was laying down. We're about to dry it all up right now and get ready to go in for the cut. Going in with my Cordless Andis Masters, and we're gonna set in a light ball guideline. A couple factors to consider here. When you're doing a fade, you want to make sure that you're giving yourself enough room to have a detailed fade, not a short, quick fade. And you do that by setting your guidelines low. Definitely your first ball guideline, you want to set that low. And then you want to go in, you'll be able to set in longer guidelines above that. But we're going to go in first right here, and we're going to make sure this thing is even all the way around. We want to come around making sure we're leaving the same amount of space on the vertical bars, and go straight to the back of them and make sure it goes straight all the way around. Just taking your time going through it. And we're gonna pull out these trimmers in a minute. We have our Babyliss trimmers, and we're gonna go ahead and knock out the stubble. We wanna smooth it out. And we don't wanna go all the way up into the line that we made with our clippers, because that's going to go against why we put our line in with our clippers. Instead, we want to go up to that line, and we want to, in a flicking motion like you're fading, and you want to gently go towards that line, not hitting it, because we want to keep that soft ball guideline so we'll be able to take that line out easily. Once this area is smooth and I'm satisfied, I move on to a 2 on the top, and I'm taking my time. And that comb session that we had, making sure this area is laid down, will keep from me taking any chunks of extra hair out. I can go through it with confidence that I combed it all the way through, because you can get to where if you don't comb it out good enough, the hair is curly, so it'll be flipped backwards, and you can take a gash out, or you trying to do a freehand over the top, you'll skim a big chunk of hair out. So I go over this numerous times, just making sure it's smooth, make sure that I get every piece of hair, and it just makes the cut look that much better. You know, if you just observe it and you see hair sticking up at the top at the end of your cut, it don't make the cut look that good. So you have to get those straggly hairs, and I go in at the lining, and I press at the lining just to make sure that hair is laying all the way down. So you're gonna get longevity with your lineups once you go in and you take that hair right there that's hanging over the hairline. Once you knock that down, it's just gonna make your cuts look so crispy. That line's gonna come out, you know, it's gonna look 3D, and that's what you want. All right, we're still in prep mode. You know, it's 90%, a cut is 90% prep and 10% actually putting the cut in, actually putting the fade in and doing the lineup. So keep that in mind right here as we set in our first guideline. And I don't consider a ball guideline as the first guideline. This is the first guideline to the fade, actually starting, getting into the fade, getting into the sweet spot, what's actually gonna have the details in it. So we're setting in our first guideline. Then we going in, we have our one guard on, close, and we setting in that second. And it's an inch, and I'm leaving at that front area, I'm leaving it darker. I'm doing that on purpose. So even though I said inch, it's not an inch up there at the front. I'm finessing it. I am, what can I say? Preserving, that's the word, hair. And as you can see how the fade sits, you have to be able to be an artist. You have to be able to be creative. And so as I put this second guideline in with the lever closed, being observant, now I'm opening back up. Now I'm at to where it's dark to light. So this is a very important area. As you can see, I'm trying to keep that front area right there dark. So I'm taking my time. I'm not really pressing right there. But when I get around to this side, I am setting in a guideline, an inch or so. But right here, I'm finessing. I'm going ahead and blending this in. I'm taking care of this. And this is a 1 open. And it's a 2 at the top with the grain. So in a second here, you're going to see me put on that 2. But for right now, I'm just finessing that dark into the light. And this is critical. Every step is critical, but this is really critical. So it's at the top of the fade that's really critical. The dark, the light is where most people mess up, where most beginners mess up. And as you can see, I got that 2 guard on, excuse me, and it's open. And I'm finessing it. I'm taking my time. I'm not going that fast. Even though I'm finishing these cuts at a great timing. I'm not going fast. I'm just staying within the steps that I take and making sure that I'm being fluid with it. Sometimes I feel like I'm on a cut longer really than what I feel like. I look down, I'm like, man, it's been only 35 minutes. But I got great detail in this cut because I'm sticking to what I know. I'm not adding anything. I'm not trying to create anything. I'm not losing my mind in the middle of a cut. Like, I got a system and I'm gonna stick with it, and that's what I'm gonna do. Like I said, I look up and it's 35 minutes. I finished the cut, and I've been known to just go ahead and put more details in, just to do it. All right, as you can see, we back at the bottom of the fade, and we have that lever closed again, and I'm gonna just pick at that line because we didn't even touch that with our liners. So me going in like this is actually doing the same thing as what we started. So I'm gonna crack it a little bit. Crack it just a little bit. The bottom of the fade is just as important as the top of the fade. As we talk about, this is a critical moment too. So we want to just inch that blade up to set in those small details with the smaller amount of hair we got. So we're actually fading right now. We no more, we're not in prep work, we're actually fading all the way open. And so I'm gonna just creep into a different level, and I'm gonna tilt my clipper. I got it flat. I had it flat at the bottom, but now I got my clipper tilted up. Now I'm raking. I'm using my offhand to hold the camera. So I'm using my clipper as a comb. And as you can see right here, I'm barely gradually on that scalp, getting that midsection. Cause I'm about to put the 0.5 on, but I gotta finesse this midsection even more. Because that part where I'm at right there, it's not quite a 0.5. A 0.5 won't quite take that out. Really, I don't need a 0.5 right here. That fade is looking really good. But for the sake of making sure that I go through all of my steps, I'm gonna put a 0.5 on anyways. 0.5. Just for the details. You do it right, you can bust out a fade without using your 0.5, but I use mine anyways. With the Andis Masters, I can't call that for any other clipper. But as you can see, we fade, turning around using the raking method to comb through. And it's looking good. So all I'm gonna do, I'm gonna open it up. I'm gonna just move to the next level. See, I don't creep with a 0.5 guard on. I don't creep with it. It's no need, cause it's already blended. I only creep when I have no guard on. Go ahead and taking out that ball line at the bottom, and I go ahead and go midways, almost to the back of the head. I take care of that backside area, what you just seen me at right there. It's just gonna save me more time in the end. And when I get that back area, I'm gonna step right back into the back of them and face that area. So I consider that as another part of the head right here. So you got the side, and then you got that part right there. You have to make sure that you put those details in right there. You can't neglect that. So to save time, I go ahead and get that little area right there, right to the back of the head, right in that corner. And it's looking really good. Just raking, stepping back, looking. Open it back up, put more detail in. It's looking real good. Looking really good. And you see how that part is, I'm keeping it dark over there, that part. That's just details as you continue to do fades. Fading is a thing that you have to do. You can listen to me all day. You know, you take note, you take information, but you're gonna have to actually do what I'm saying in order to get it, in order for it to click. And I'm doing the same exact thing on this side. I'm not changing nothing. That's what fading is. Like you have a system and you put it to use. You keep using that system, until you can almost sleep, do it in your sleep. That's how good it'll be to you. As you can see, we just set another guideline. This is our second guideline. We just set in the first guideline with the one. Same thing with the with no guard open. Now we're coming up with the one. Setting in our second guideline. Keeping it dark up at the front right there. That's for the details. And these guidelines directs your fade. It takes a while to learn how to shape a fade. That's the word, shape it. It take a minute. Don't get frustrated. It takes some experience. It takes time. You got to put time in to understand how to move that fade, how to make this side stay dark over here. It takes time, man. It's truly an art. Barbering is an art. It definitely is. Going the same thing. We're going in we had the one open. We was finessing it right up under where the dark coming in the light. Then we right on top of the dark, trying to blend it into the light. Continuing to smooth it out. We putting up reps. We repping it. We taking our time, and that's what you have to do in order for a fade to come out right. You got to make sure your tool's right as well. You got to. We drop back down. We did the prep work. Now we're actually fading. Same thing we did on the other side. We just inching it up to put in the small little details down at the bottom of the fade. We actually fading now. So it's no guard creeping up the lever. Put the 0.5 on. Close, getting that midsection. As right now I'm finessing the midsection. That means I'm tilting my clipper. I'm getting in the range that I need a guard at. So now I got the 0.5 on, actually setting in that fade, actually putting in solid details, and then I'm gonna open it up and I'm gonna finish it off. See, I don't have to go into that parietal ridge part where the top of the head drops down. I don't have to go into that because I already did that on the prep. I already did that. And so now I'm getting that side of the head when somebody you can't neglect. I'm straight back to the back of them. This part not gonna take that long because you snuck to the back while you was on the sides. So you just gotta know how to. Take these steps and maximize them. That's what you have to do. You gotta take these steps and do it. You gotta maximize them. And that fade is coming out super nice, super nice, super nice. And I don't think you want to do your same steps all around, but I don't think I put on the guard in the back. I don't think I did. It was going fast. But do those steps. I'm doing a freehand, even though I did a freehand with the clippers. I'm doing it with the liners. Don't take a big chunk out. You got to be careful on this step. If you're comfortable with just your clippers, just use your clippers. You have to be real particular. When you feel comfortable, do it this way. This just makes the hairline last longer. So we're going in. That's right there. That's my pivot finger. I'm holding my camera doing a lineup. Usually my offhand would be on top of the head. I wouldn't have to do that. But we're doing what I call a sloppy copy. We're going in. We hovering over that vertical bar. And we landing. Sneak attack. Boom. And we just tapping because those clippers ready. We just tapping. We don't want to push nothing back. We just want to get something. I'm not trying to make it perfect right here. We just want to get something. And so I'm hovering right above where I want to hit it. boom, and coming out. Boom, and coming out. No extra movements. I don't want to push nothing back that I ain't trying to. I'm going over, I'm coming in, boom, and I'm pulling right back out. Starting in the middle, vertical bars first, in the middle, boom, right over the top. I'm hitting where I want and pulling down. No extra movement. I believe that's what that creates a pushback too as well. You have to have steady hands. You have to hit where you need to hit and get out of there. Don't do any extra moving. It's a sloppy copy. We're just trying to get something. And once you get something, first I want to say, it don't matter which side you go to. Go whichever side that pulls you the most. But once you get your sloppy copy, you're going to step back and you're going to look at it. But once you step back and look at it, you got to have a plan. You got to have a plan. Take your time. Take your time. You're getting paid money to do this, so just take your time. It's no rush. You want to have great quality work. Take your time. As you see, I'm just taking my time. I'm in no rush. Tapping over the top. Just getting something. It's a sloppy copy. This is not the perfect run. Taking my time. Make sure your liners are on point. Spend time with your equipment, with your tools. Make sure that they're not biting. Make sure that the blade is set right. Okay, then we coming back in with the plan. That's why I'm speeding up, because I'm about to get ready and set the line in stone. This is the actual lineup. That was just prep work, just like we're doing the fade. We setting in those guidelines. That was just prep work. We combing, we making sure everything like prep work, 90%. Now we in the cut. We in the 10% of things. We done jumped into 10% of things right now. And it's looking good. It's looking real good. Man. All right. Seen a little bolt. Went ahead and got it. With that too. So now we going back, we got that line in, now we can see that fade even more. We're going in for more details, and I start at the bottom of the fade. And when it's time for detail sessions, and I don't really use a guard, because I already utilize all my guards. All I need is probably a 0.5. Usually I just no guard, and I just take it and I rake it, I finesse it. Like I said, just hover right up above, tilt that back end of that clipper, and I go to work. Like I'm in my zone right now. Like I'm just looking at the fade. Like I'm really into the cut. I'm not thinking about the cut before or the next cut. Like this is where I'm at right now. I'm having fun, and you should be having fun too. Man, I'm telling you, it's been like over 10 years. I ain't gonna lie, on this cut right here. Like it's over like 10,000 hours on this cut. I done spent so much time with this cut. It's crazy. Going in for a little bit more detail. Like I said, I don't think I used the guard on the back. I think that's my thing. Like I don't spend too much time in one area. Sometimes I'll be like, okay, that's good. I want to move on. And then when I come back on the detail session, like you see me right here, I got the 0.5 on. I'm finishing it because I know I got the majority. I don't really have to just obsess right then and there, firsthand in the 90% of the cut. I don't have to obsess over details because I'm coming back, but I want to get the majority. I'm just prepping. And so that's why you see me with that 0.5 on right here in the back. I'm pretty sure I didn't use a guard, but now I am. But yeah, I spent a lot of time with this haircut, man, and it's as you can see, man, it's nice. I want you guys to get out there too. Find a cut and spend some time with it. Find somebody who care about their hair. Find somebody who actually want to pay you for your time. Don't worry about the ones who don't. Just take your craft seriously. This cut is nice, man. It really is. It come a long way. A long way. And you would think over 10,000 hours, like, you would think that I would be bored. You would think that I would tap out, but nah. Let's get it. Love y'all, man. I'm out.